I've heard this from the Live Free podcast, and I've also heard this through sports networks, but the chances of our children becoming a pro athlete is 0.02%. Now, the chances of our children standing before the Lord is 100%. I live in Japan, and Japan has a reputation for being heavily focused on education. I teach English, and I often hear some of my students, whenever I ask them, like, what did they do over the weekend, they always come to me and tell me the same thing, that they've been studying, they haven't really had much time for themselves, they really haven't had much time to be a kid. There's a lot of pressure here for academic performance, to do very well in school. And I'm not saying education is a bad thing, but when you apply that pressure, you generally start to get a negative reaction or a negative effect from it. Having a good education is very important. This is something I always tell my boys. My wife and I, we tell our boys a good education can take you a long way. But we also must not forget that making memories with your family, making memories with your friends is just as important as well. Now, it is my job as their dad to make sure that I raise my children knowing the Lord, making sure that they have a foundation in God. That is a priority that I want to put above education because, like I said, the chances of our children meeting the Lord is 100%. In 1 Timothy 4:8, it says, "For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come." Now, when you're a Christian, when you wake up each and every day, you're waking up with a guarantee of mercy from the Lord. Mercy is not receiving what you deserve for our sins. Grace is receiving the things we don't deserve. God gives us grace every single day. We don't deserve His grace. What we do deserve is death, because the wages of sin is death. But again, as a dad, I pray every single day that my boys know the Lord, and that is the job as their dad, is to make sure that they grow up having a relationship with God. The number one determiner for children that will grow up to be Christian was not church attendance, going to church every Sunday, and it wasn't having them go to youth group. It was the warmth of their dad. I want to raise my boys knowing that I am there for them. I'm going after them, making sure that society doesn't pull them away, and more importantly, I'm prioritizing God above this world for them. So when they do go out on their own, they can stand firm on truth and faith. And that is what God instructs us dads to do to our children. Dads, we must fight this spiritual battle every single day that influences our children through social media, through television, through their friends. Remember, prioritizing God first is the most important thing we do for our children.